While watching bullish price actions, let us inform you our review on PRTG. Portage Biotech Inc. has been making serious waves recently, especially following the announcement of promising preclinical data for one of their key drug candidates, Port-7, which has sent their stock price surging. Just on March 27, 2025, Portage's stock soared by over 100% in after-hours trading after sharing their latest breakthrough at the European Lung Cancer Congress. This kind of price movement in biotech stocks doesn't happen every day, so let's take a closer look at why the market is so excited about Portage, what this data means for the company and investors, and what we can expect from them moving forward. First off, Portage Biotech is a clinical-stage immuno-oncology company with a robust pipeline aimed at improving cancer treatment, specifically through targeting the adenosine pathway. The company's primary focus has been on developing therapies to tackle the immune suppression that occurs in tumors, making it harder for the body's immune system to effectively fight cancer. Their strategy of targeting adenosine receptors, specifically the A2A and A2B receptors, has the potential to change the game in how we treat cancers, particularly solid tumors. The recent data for Port-7, a selective adenosine A2B receptor inhibitor, has captured the attention of the biotech community. Port-7 has shown significant promise in preclinical trials, particularly in mesothelioma, a rare and aggressive cancer commonly linked to asbestos exposure. Mesothelioma is a particularly difficult cancer to treat with the current available therapies, so any promising results in this space are significant. The new data showed that Port-7 was able to inhibit tumor growth by over 90% when combined with an anti-PD-1 antibody in a mouse model of mesothelioma. This is remarkable for several reasons, but one of the biggest takeaways is that this is the first time anyone has demonstrated anti-tumor activity against mesothelioma using a selective A2B receptor inhibitor. That's a huge milestone in the world of cancer research, and it's one that is likely to push Portage into the spotlight. The excitement around these results comes not only from the data itself, but also from what comes next for Portage. The company has announced that they are preparing to move forward with a first-in-human clinical trial for Port-7. This is the critical next step in drug development, as the real test for any promising drug comes when it's tested in humans. We've seen time and time again how drugs that perform well in animal models don't always translate to success in clinical trials. That said, the fact that Portage is moving quickly to start clinical trials suggests that they are confident in the preclinical data and believe Port-7 has the potential to make a significant impact in the treatment of mesothelioma and possibly other cancers down the road. But Portage's story doesn't end with Port-7. The company is also advancing another promising drug, Port-6, which targets the adenosine A2A receptor. Port-6 is currently in the dose escalation phase, which means they're gradually increasing the dose to determine the optimal therapeutic dose for humans. While this is still early-stage development, the data coming out of the Port-6 trials has been encouraging. What's really exciting, though, is Portage's plan to combine Port-6 and Port-7 in an ongoing trial called ADPORT-601. This trial is set to be the first time two highly selective adenosine receptor antagonists, Port-6 and Port-7, will be combined in human patients. The goal here is to create a comprehensive blockade of adenosine-mediated immune suppression in the tumor microenvironment, essentially supercharging the immune system to fight cancer more effectively. Why is this combination approach so innovative? Well, tumors can manipulate the immune system to suppress immune activity, which allows them to grow and spread. The adenosine pathway plays a key role in this immune evasion. So by blocking the A2A and A2B receptors with Port-6 and Port-7, Portage aims to neutralize the tumor's ability to suppress immune responses. When this immune suppression is removed, the body's immune system can fight the tumor more effectively, especially when combined with other therapies, such as the anti-PD-1 antibodies that have shown success in immunotherapy. By combining these two highly selective adenosine receptor inhibitors, Portage could potentially unlock the full power of the immune system to target solid tumors, which are notoriously difficult to treat with current therapies. The implications of this could be huge. If this approach works in humans as well as it has in preclinical models, it could drastically improve the effectiveness of immunotherapy in treating cancers like mesothelioma, as well as other solid tumors. This would make Port-7 and Port-6 critical pieces in the broader immuno-oncology landscape, and it could dramatically broaden the potential patient population who benefit from these treatments. If this combination strategy works as intended, Portage could be in line to make a real impact on cancer treatment, and the financial upside for investors could be significant. But it's not just Port-7 and Port-6 that investors should be excited about. Portage Biotech has a deep and diverse pipeline that spans several other drug candidates. In total, the company is developing 9 product candidates, 5 of which are in the preclinical stage and 4 are in clinical development. This diversified approach is crucial in biotech, as it gives the company multiple shots on goal. Even if some of their drugs don't make it through clinical trials, the company has several other candidates with the potential to succeed. Their portfolio includes small molecule adenosine inhibitors like Port-6, Port-7, Port-8, and Port-9, each targeting different aspects of the adenosine pathway. This puts Portage in a strong position to capitalize on the growing interest in targeting the adenosine pathway in cancer therapy. Another important development is Portage's collaboration with Immunova LLC, which in December 2024 entered into discussions for the potential acquisition of Portage's subsidiary, Iox Therapeutics. Iox focuses on developing liposomal iNKT agonists, and one of their lead candidates, Port-2, has shown early clinical promise. This deal could potentially accelerate Portage's immuno-oncology efforts even further, adding another layer of value to the company's growing portfolio. Despite all of the excitement surrounding Portage, it's important to remember that biotech stocks are volatile, and the road from preclinical results to successful clinical trials can be long and uncertain. While the recent surge in Portage's stock is exciting, investors should approach with caution and keep an eye on how the clinical trials unfold. The company is still in the early stages of testing these therapies in humans, and the clinical trial process is filled with risks. However, the promising data released so far, coupled with the company's broad and innovative pipeline, makes Portage Biotech a stock to watch closely. In the coming months and years, as Portage continues its clinical trials and moves these therapies through the pipeline, investors will have a clearer picture of whether their ambitious approach will pay off. If Port-7 and Port-6 deliver on their promise, Portage could become a leader in the field of immuno-oncology with the potential to revolutionize cancer treatment. For those with a long-term investment horizon and a tolerance for risk, Portage Biotech represents a high-reward opportunity. The next few years are critical as they push these therapies into human testing, and if their combination approach works as planned, it could open the door to major breakthroughs in cancer therapy. So, for now, Portage Biotech is a company worth watching closely, especially if you're an investor looking for exposure to the cutting edge of cancer research. Please subscribe, give the video a like, and watch more from our playlist. Thanks.